What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka CoachKe, coming back to you with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, it's time to go through the April budget. In this video, the only two things that I'm going to be doing is going ahead and decorating my monthly calendar so that I can calendarize my bills and expenses. And the second thing is going ahead and doing the bare bones of my income allocation method. And then in the next video is when I'll actually do the detailed paycheck to paycheck budget. Okay, so just a quick couple of things because there are a lot of new people that have funneled in and I've seen these questions kind of pop up quite a bit and I haven't had time to respond. I am in between travel nurse assignments. I just got off of my first travel assignment like 2.5 weeks ago. So in between time, I am not working full time, and that is a personal choice of mine. I have a bad back. I like to take time off because it lets me decompensate mentally, emotionally, and physically. So my income is going to be very low, and I am 100% okay with that because I am working very part-time. In the past, what you have also seen inside of my income is some of my business income. I have now completely separated my business income from my personal income. If at any point in time my personal income from nursing is so low that I can't make do, I can always pay myself a salary out of my LLC, but I don't foresee that coming. The other thing, you will not see a lot of bills in my budget. Even when I was living on my own and doing my own thing, you still didn't see a lot of bills because a lot of things that people see as valuable, I don't. Things like cable and other unnecessary subscriptions and expenses that other people have, you will never ever see in my budget ever. Okay, I won't really say that I'm a 100% minimalist, but for the most part, when it comes to finances, I am. I have the bare minimum that still keeps me happy, and I am 100% okay with that. Okay, so what you're gonna see two different colors being used when I write inside of my calendar. Black is gonna be for my personal expenses that need to be paid from my nursing income, and then this pink color is going to be for my business expenses that need to come out of my business income. Even though they are completely separate, I still want to make sure that I calendarize them so that I can always be able to go into here and check off to make sure that my business expenses were paid on time. Okay, so I'm going to be using stickers from different sticker books. Okay, these are just the couple that I do have, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Oh, and as you guys can see, for those of y'all who ain't new, I went ahead and I did put the months over here. This comes from the Happy Planner dates and holidays, and all I literally did was I went to, if I can find it, I went to this page and I used the eye slice, and I just sliced down to where, you know, only 3 or 4 letters were shown. That's it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, y'all. All right, so before I actually finish fully decorating this by putting like Easter stickers and stuff like that, I just want to go through these really quickly. So all of these are business expenses that are in blue. I decided to do it in blue because I don't have a pink permanent marker. And then these three are actually personal expenses. This one will end up turning into a business expense hopefully by next month. I just have to change my account to my LLC account. So in the meantime, I'll just take that out of my personal expenses for now. So that's where we are at this point. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish completely decorating everything to make it really seasonal. And I'm going to use these three sticker books here. All right, at this point, this is all the decorating I'm going to do. I'm not really a decorative planner, but I do have a lot of white space because I don't have a lot of bills. So I wanted to fill that up with something, honey. Oh, the last thing I do need to do, I am going to put some of the these savings pigs down, because when I do allocate for that, I do like to, do I have any left, y'all? I do like to write it in. Oh, look, I missed the whole page. So of course I will be allocating on this payday and this payday as well. And actually, this payday will end up being allocated as well. And I'm also going to put a savings sticker on the very last day because you guys know that I reconcile my budget at the very end of the month. So we should be allocating money to savings 4 times this month, which is still pretty decent. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the income allocation method and see kind of an overview of what we plan to do with the money this month. All right, so I am not going to be filling in all my numbers for my savings and stuff just yet. You guys will see that in the April sinking funds update because I do still need to allocate money at the end of the March budget, which won't be until this Thursday. So I don't know if I mentioned this in the very beginning because I recorded that part a couple of times, but I don't have rent and utilities because while I'm in between assignments, I am staying with my parents, and my parents don't require me to pay rent or utilities. That's just the type of parents that they are. And even if I offer them money, they're still going to somehow find a way to give it back to me. So that's that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I actually need to use black and blue. So even in this part, I am still going to write my business expenses in blue. It's just when I do the actual income allocation method, I won't include the business expenses. Okay, so first up we have MailChimp, which is business. So my car insurance has been $120.36 this entire probably 6 months now, but I'm not sure if my insurance is going to go up or not. I did get into an accident on our way back from California to St. Louis. We were in the mountains, the blizzard was coming down, the car wouldn't stop. It is what it is. So I've already paid to get my car fixed, like paid my deductible and everything, but I don't know if my car insurance is going to go up. I hope that it doesn't because I've been driving since I was 15, so almost 14 years now, and I've never gotten into an accident. So we'll see, but I still do regardless need to look into another insurance company anyway, because I still feel like 120 is just a lot to pay for somebody who's been insured for that long and never got into an accident until now. But yeah. Let's see, credit is 50. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I am going to total up the expenses, and I'm going to total up both of them. So I'm going to pull out my calculator. I've had people ask me what calculator this is because it's way better than the regular iPhone calculator. It's called the calculator. All right, so let's do the personal expenses first, since that's what the expenses are that will be paid from my nursing income. So that's going to be $192.94. But I do still want to make sure that I total up my business expenses as well. And I've been self-employed for what, 6 years now. And I've never completely separated everything or like created an LLC and all of that up until now, because at this point it just makes the most sense for me. It probably would have made sense a long time ago too, but really it just makes things so much easier during tax time when I could just pay all of my business expenses through my checking account and just kind of keep it at that. So as far as income goes, I think I'm going to project $1,800. If you guys are in, oh yeah, I have a Facebook group that I just opened up to the public. Before, you had to purchase a product of mine. Now I'm opening it up to everybody. If you're interested, I'll put the link right here going across the screen. But I did do a live and I did project my income to be $1,800. So let me see. If I do just 24 hours a week, and I do live in a low cost of living area. That's why I get paid so low. And I'm definitely okay with that. So if I do that times 4 and subtract, I'm going to do 28%. Yeah, about $1,800. So even though I'm expecting that extra $300 from my travel reimbursement, I'm just going to stick with $1,800. So my fixed expenses are $192.94. So let's take 1,800 minus $192.94 is $1,607.06. So at this point, now I know how much income I have to work with as far as my spending and my savings. And of course, I am 100% debt free. I use this method to become debt free. I just didn't show it on YouTube. So at this point, I'm going to determine what I'm going to end up putting into all of these variable expenses. So typically for groceries, I like to do $50 a week, but I'm just gonna go up to $75 a week because I am kind of like on a little health kick right now. I'm trying to lose a little bit of weight. That 10 days, y'all, that trip going back from California to St. Louis, I ate so much food, honey, and I felt like a plump pig, okay? So to try to get my weight down a little bit, and the crazy thing is I only gained maybe 2 pounds, but it's like the way my body shifted from the type of food I was eating, honey, okay? So typically I go based on how many Fridays are in the month. So a personal household, I typically only do $25 a week. That should be all that I need. And then restaurants, I like to do $25 a week as well. Shopping, I'm gonna do $150. What kind of shopping do I need to do? Oh, I think I did this because I wanted to buy my cousin a couple of things. He's about to move out on his own for the first time, so yeah. Then miscellaneous, I'm going to do $150, and this is going to also include renewing my nursing license. And then supplements should be the last thing that I need, and that's going to be $100. Now, I don't have any business expenses at all. And even though they would be taken out of my business checking account, I would still want to write some things in here if I had anything that I was projecting to come out, like website renewals, anything like that. I don't have that this month. So any business expenses would just be completely random and I would just pay them with my business debit card. So let's go ahead and total this up. Plus 300 plus 100 is 900. I feel like I'm missing a category. 1, 2. Oh, gas, y'all. Duh. $100 for gas. So we got $1,000. So once I determine how much I need for my everyday spending, which this part is overestimated, I should not spend $1,000, but you never know. We're going to divide that by the net income. And that gives me 62%, but I like to round up to the nearest 5. If I was still in debt, I would round up to the nearest 10 because it would make the savings and debt allocation easy to split up. But I'm not in debt anymore. So we're going to do 65%. Now, once you do this percentage, you need to multiply the percentage by this net income amount to figure out how much you have overall to budget. And you should end up with more than what you budgeted down here because that's your cushion just in case you have underestimated your expenses or if you just happen to overspend. So we're going to do 58. So now I'm going to open up and we are going to go ahead and do this savings allocation portion. It's just I don't have my numbers written in yet. So the remaining percentage is going to be 35%. And you're not going to take the 35% and multiply it. You're just going to take this, subtract this, basically. So that leaves me with 562.48. Now, if I was still in debt and I rounded this up to the nearest 10%, this would be 70. And then I would split these 15 and 15. You can do like 20 and 10 if you want, but it just kind of makes it a little bit easier when you're making large debt payments. It's so much easier when you're saving that exact amount at the same time. That's why it was very easy for me to continue going on my debt freedom journey, even though it was 18 months. And I know 18 months doesn't sound like a long time for most people, but for me, it felt like hell and it felt like forever. But whenever I would make a $600 debt payment, I was saving $600 at the same time. So it allowed me to not relapse or, you know, take a couple of months break from paying off debt. Like I just, you know, people have their own way of doing things, and this is what worked for me. So this is where I'm going to end this. So I'm projecting to spend about $1,000 on my everyday expenses, a little less than $200 for my fixed expenses. Then I'm planning to put about $562.48 towards savings. I should end up putting more than this because remember I have that extra $300 that should come in here. And then also I don't plan to spend $1,000 either. So I'll probably end up putting honestly about closer to about $900 or so towards my savings, but we'll see. So what I am going to do, however, is go back here to the savings goal and I'm going to put this amount over here because this should be the bare minimum amount that we send off to savings. Okay. And was it 562.48? And this number actually looks a little bit different when you actually do the monthly paycheck to paycheck budget. And you guys are going to see that in the next video. And I'm going to explain a little bit more into detail why. That way, as you're doing this, if you're like, oh no, I came up with a different number when I did this budget versus this one, you will know exactly why so that you're not confused and thinking that you're doing it wrong. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you haven't checked out my video where I explain this a little bit more in detail, that video is called My Secret Budgeting Method, something like that. But please thumbs up this video, subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.